What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another second channel video. I got about 27 minutes to do this, but luckily I don't actually have too much to show off today. This has been a huge problem trying to do my DVD Blu-ray collection. Hello, lighting. Because I have so much stuff and so little time, but not here. Enough rambling. Today, we're going to take a look at my VHS collection. I'm just going to go through, show off what I've got. I have my main shelf right here. Then here in my TV stand, my handy-dandy TV stand, I have some more tapes, stuff that I'm deciding if I still want, stuff that I kind of wanted to display separately, stuff like that. Holy hell, I forgot how terrible the lighting is back here. Hopefully this doesn't become a problem. But yeah, oh my god, okay, give me a second. Well, I had this, reading light that I thought about maybe attaching up here to give us a little bit more lighting, but I guess it's on sabbatical or something, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. So, starting us off, 48 Hours. I showed this off in my first VHS car review. Haven't watched it yet. A lot of these I haven't watched yet, but yeah. Then we will do all of the B's here in one quick succession. Maybe. Batman, 1989. I want to show the tape real quick. That's what the tape looks like. Because, check this shit out. This was just a case of me purely not checking to make sure this is what I actually had. I bought Batman Returns here, the sequel, but inside is actually just another copy of Batman. So, my fault entirely, but I just think that's kind of funny. Then we have the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies. Big by Tom Hanks. This one was in my last video. Bowfinger. I guess this is another Eddie Murphy movie that I have. So add that to the list. Braveheart. I have heard a lot of great things about this movie, so I knew I had to pick it up when I saw it. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the original 1992 movie. Next up, we've got just a few C movies. Those being Catch-22, City Slickers, and Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. I have heard that the second one sucks absolute garbage ass, so I'm very excited to watch it one day. For our D's here, we've got Dances with Wolves. This is one that my mother suggested to me. Double Jeopardy. This was also in my last video. Then we've also got the two Dr. Dolittle movies with Eddie Murphy. Then Dumb and Dumber. And this one is a cool one. David Lynch's Dune. Let me get that a little bit better in what little light that exists here. I'm sorry, this is pretty terrible, isn't it? I wonder if I dealt with this problem this much when I was doing my CD video. The shelf that I have on my VHS tapes is the shelf that I used to have all my CDs on. Now all my CDs are on this shelf that I have my phone set on. So, Just one E-movie. Enemy of the State. Will Smith. I like a good Will Smith movie sometimes, so... Couple F's. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I talked about this in my last video. Forrest Gump. And The Full Monty, which was in my last video. Coming up in G, I think you're going to start seeing a trend here. Ghost, which was in my last video. Ghostbusters and Groundhog Day. For our H's, we have this. This is really cool. This is a widescreen extended special edition of Highlander. I have the standard version of this movie on DVD. I think this is one of, like, now 6 widescreen tapes that I own. One of 2 in my main display here. The other 4 I'll get to, but this is super cool. Then I've also got, in my last video, Holy Man, Eddie Murphy. Then we have the Home Alone movies. I want to try to find a copy of Home Alone 2 that's in a little bit better condition than this one. I don't know if you can really see. It's very well loved. We'll just say that. Cha. For our eyes, we have Independence Day. And then the 3 Indiana Jones movies. Controversially, I have opted to include Raiders of the Lost Ark here because it's Indiana Jones, and the other 2 movies are Indiana Jones, so sue me if you really want to. For J, we have the Jurassic Park trilogy. I have heard from many sources that the first one is really the only good one, but these were both super cheap at Entertainment, so I figured why the hell not. Then we have, as per my last video, Kiss the Girls. Then, this one I think is super interesting. The Last Emperor. This sounds like a super interesting movie. I am very excited to sit down to watch it here very soon. Then for our M's, we have Men in Black 1 and 2. This is my other widescreen tape, as you can see. And then Mrs. Doubtfire. For our N's, we've got No Way Out and the Nutty Professor movies. Just 2 for our P's. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and Pretty Woman. I watched this recently. The first time I've watched this movie in years, which is kind of funny because my parents used to hate me watching anything that was above, like, PG-13 for the longest time, yet they showed this movie to me once. Kind of funny. But yeah, very amazing movie. Like I talked about last time, crazy source for that good old anemoia. I have that word memorized now. For R, we just have Runaway Bride, as per my last video. Our S section is the meat and potatoes here, really. And I'll show you why. So first we have She-Devil and the Sister Act movies. Then we've got Stargate, the original 1994 movie. And then Star Trek. I've shown most of these off already. 1, 2, 3. There we go. But this is where it gets exciting. You'll remember in my last Star Trek video, I mentioned I hadn't yet found an original 89 copy of The Final Frontier. Check out what I've got! Haha! It's very awesome. It's a little bit worn, not quite as well loved as my Home Alone 2 there, but you can, if the lighting would be so kind, you can definitely tell the years on that one, but very glad to have this. So yeah, 4, 5, and 6. And then, just to piss everybody off, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, already shown these off. Then we have Star Wars, Episode 1 and 2. Episode 3 did come out on VHS, but not in the United States. So maybe one day I'll get my hands on that, but not anytime soon. Then I also have, I believe these are like 1992, 93, around there, releases of the original trilogy, if the lighting would be so kind as to let me show these. I have found on Facebook Marketplace a listing with the original Star Wars tape from whenever that came out. A New Hope, to clarify. So maybe I'll be able to get my hands on that. That'd be super cool. What's this? Oh, yes. The W's. As per my last video, War of the Roses. Then we've also got Wayne's World. I'm not sure if they produced these tapes without the McDonald's promotion, but this has the McDonald's promotion on it, so I think that's really cool. Then we have The Wedding Singer. What's the Worst That Could Happen? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And, as per my last video, Wings. Put all these back. Then we've got just 2 more for this main shelf. Young Frankenstein and You've Got Mail. This movie seems really... This is like another one of those peak... I'm going to start using that word so much. Anamoya movies, because this is like peak internet age right here. If the lighting would be so kind. Peak internet age right here. I'm very interested to see what this movie is like. But yeah, that is my main shelf here. But as I said, I have some things in here as well. So let's go ahead, pop this open. You could even see me open the door a little bit. That's awesome. Starting off, we have these 2 music VHS tapes. Meatloaf, Hits Out of Hell, and Billy Joel, Live from Leningrad. Both very cool. Then I have some James Bond movies in here. There goes one of the tapes. We have... I don't have these in order. Let me put them in order. From Russia with Love. A View to a Kill. The World Is Not Enough. And Tomorrow Never Dies. I also have on DVD Dr. No, Die Another Day, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall. I think that's what it's called. I always get it mixed up with the Doctor Who episode Spyfall. Now that I think about it, that's probably a little reference. But then we've got West Side Story. Titanic, Lonesome Dove all on one tape, and Return to Lonesome Dove. I didn't know about this until I found it in a random store in Old Colorado City. So, very cool. Then I've also got two of these box sets here. I think I showed these off in one of my car review videos. Lord Peter Wimsey. We have Clouds of Witness. And The Unpleasantness at the Bologna Club. Seems like just, you know, old crime drama. I love me some of that. So I'm very excited to watch these one day. And then I have these VHS-like drawers that I used to have these all stored in until I decided I wanted to display them all on a shelf again. And currently residing in these are Star Trek 3, 4, 5, and 6 widescreen editions. I found these, if the light would be so kind, at the same aforementioned random shop in Old Colorado City. I have the coupon over here. At least I thought I did. Maybe I'll figure it out and put it in post. But yeah, it was a really cool place. I think it's called like the Oddity Shop or the Oddball Shop or something. But yeah, Search for Spock, The Voyage Home, The Final Frontier, and The Undiscovered Country widescreen. So those officially add to my Star Trek collection. Put a little addendum, I guess. I also wanted to stop using these drawers because they're a pain in the ass to put tapes in sometimes. For the final part of this video, we're going to come over here. I'm sure you can see I have some stuff up there. I didn't really think about how I was going to do this part, because I don't really want to take all this down, so I'm just going to, like, do this. Here we have my original 1983, I think, copy of Star Trek The Motion Picture special longer version. Here are my Paramount 75th Anniversary Special Collector's Series versions of the first 3 movies. These are just my regular 1991 versions of the first 5 films, lined up with the Enterprise right there. This is that special, well, not special, but alternate kind of glossy version of Generations that I had. This is the version of First Contact with that holographic card. And then these are all my episodes of Star Trek. I'm not sure if I actually showed these off. I have The Man Trap and Balance of Terror for the original series, and then Encounter at Farpoint, Where No Man Has Gone Before, or Where No One Has Gone Before, sorry, and Too Short a Season for The Next Generation. And then I have this. This is pretty cool. This is just Patrick Stewart talking about space. Pretty sick. Then, as you saw, I gotta fix this real quick. I have the Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition up here. Then some Doctor Who, Robot, Shada, The Keeper of Traken, and Logopolis. Then here's that Die Hard making of tape, as per my last video. And my Home Alone 2 making of tape, as per my last video. Then over here, Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within. And, that's my VHS collection. So, maybe I'll figure out a way to do this behemoth sometime. But, yeah. As always, thank you so much for watching if you did, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.